Hey everybody, it is Natalie from Power Moon Tarot. Welcome to your reading. Before I start the reading, a couple quick announcements. Thank you for another year here on YouTube. I've been reading your energy here since 2020 and it's been an amazing time. And if you do support my channel, please like, share, and subscribe. It does help me grow. And for those of you wanting to follow me on social media, I do have a Blue Sky account I recently started. If you want to hear my late night ramblings or my weird musings about astrology, you can find me there at Natalie H Astrology at bluesky.com, or on the social media app Blue Sky, Natalie H Astrology. And for those of you that are wanting personal readings with me, you can certainly book one with me. Details for how to do so will be in the description box below. Whether you want a tarot chart, whether you want a tarot reading with me or a natal chart reading with me, both are open options for you, and details are in the description box for how to do that. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the reading. Today's reading is called Ride the Dragon in 2025, and I'm going to be featuring this Dragon Path Oracle, which I really like, and every pile is going to get a dragon depending on which pile you choose. And in order to choose the piles today, I actually have 3 different things or fears that we could be carrying with us that we want to get rid of and embrace courage and strength in 2025. And so I'm going to have us choose based on what we would like to not take with us into 2025, or what has been bothering you recently that you'd like to shed that skin and move from. And for pile number 1, we have the energy of delay. If you've been feeling really delayed with things you've been working on, or just things haven't been moving forward, or you've just experienced a lot of delays in your life recently, you can choose pile number 1. Also, this card has a blue border on it, so I'm calling it the blue pile. Okay. For pile number 2, we have darkness. If you feel like there's just been a lot of darkness in your life and a lot of worry or negativity recently, or there's just been a lot on your mind and it feels like you've been kind of alone with that, then choose pile number 2, which is represented by this darkness card here, and I'm calling this the purple pile. And for pile number 3, I have the rejection pile. If you just feel like, man, I've been dealing with a lot of rejection, it's been really hard, I've had my feelings hurt, I feel like it's just been a tough time, whether that's rejection at work or romantic relationships or a fear of rejection. It could also just be a fear of rejection. If you're feeling that energy, you can pick pile number 3. And I'm calling this the black pile because, well, I guess I could call it the silver pile too, because it's like a silver black border there. Okay, so those are your 3 piles to choose from, and we're gonna show how to ride the dragon, okay, away from that energy in 2025. Each pile has separate oracle cards that have been dealt out, and I'm going to start with pile number 1. You can go directly to the description box below to find your pile if you are so inclined. And you may watch more than one pile too. If you're kind of feeling a lot of this energy around you, you can definitely watch more than one pile, okay? So let's go ahead and begin. We're going to start with pile number 1. I'm going to ring my bell. Pile number 1, welcome to your reading. You chose delay. And for those of you that have been experiencing a lot of this energy and you're sick of it and you're tired of it and you want to ride the dragon into 2025, welcome to your reading. Every single pile is going to get a dragon from the Dragon Path Oracle. Okay, so drum roll please for pile number 1 for your dragon. You guys, ooh, balance. I like that. Yin and yang. this purple dragon, beautiful, that says balance on it. So learning to find balance in things, riding the dragon of balance in 2025. I'm going to read you guys just a little bit about how this dragon works. Okay. And this dragon balance depicts aspects of us as a whole, our light and shadow sides. As humans, we show the world our many different sides, for we are multifaceted and can change from situation to situation. These aspects could include our compassion, frustration, love, irritation, joy, and so on. His appearance in your spread is to remind you that everything is perfect, even if a situation you find yourself in is pushing your buttons, okay? The balanced dragon says, fear and frustration only serve one purpose, and that is to disempower. Life on earth is all about achieving personal equilibrium, seeing things for what they are, balancing your daily activities and demands with the time to laugh and play. You run the risk of becoming too serious and caught up in the dramas that are unfolding by not allowing yourself time to play. You can call upon my energy, this dragon energy, and wisdom to guide you to be more balanced in how you view or feel about your situation. You cannot have darkness without light and the sun without the moon. Do you need to learn to say no or look at your personal boundaries? Are they being crossed too often? Maybe you should say yes to things which, although they make you feel fearful, will assist in your personal growth. Remember that what you are experiencing in your life now is transitional. It's not going to last forever. This, like much of life, is a phase, a lesson, and it too shall pass, okay? Balance will guide you to understanding, to know in your heart what you can do, or indeed if you need to do anything at all. Sometimes all that is required is patience, okay? And it's interesting because it mentioned darkness, which is pile number 2 pile. Maybe some of you will want to watch that as well. But this balanced dragon is observing the balance of yin and yang in your life, of push versus pull, and surrender versus control. Pile number 1, okay? So we're going to start with that and get into your reading. For those of you that love the color purple, you got a purple dragon talking about balance, okay? And interestingly, on the wings, you can see like fire on one side, and then you can see like air on the other. So even in that, the dragon is perfectly perched and balanced. Okay? And for those of you coming to this reading bringing a lot of Libra energy, welcome to your reading, okay? The Libras have had a pretty tough time of it the last year and a half with the eclipses going on. Yeah, the Magician, love that. The swirling manifestations. Let's get a couple cards here and see. Let's take a look at the bottom of the deck. The Moon card. Okay, that's where we can be feeling a little bit lost and disconnected. And the Magician is known for making things happen pretty quickly. I'm going to take this crystal here and put it right on that manifestation pool for you guys, okay? So let's go ahead and look. We've got the Chariot, moving forward with intention. The Knight of Cups, believing in what you're doing, loving what you're doing. We have the Empress, arriving to a beautiful place within. Let's see what else we have. We have Malchut, the Sephirah of Malchut, which in the Kabbalah is the part of the tree of life associated with earth. And, you know, that makes sense with your pile of delay because what we manifest can oftentimes take a while to materialize on the earth plane, and we're always operating in the energy, like the residual energy of the past. And so sometimes it can take a while to see those manifestations show up on the earth plane. We have consume, okay? And this is the Vulture. So many people are just, because they're like very lost, they're they're consuming a lot of things, whether that be spending too much money, taking too many drugs, eating too much food, okay? And when we're in a pattern of overconsumption, it can be because there is something about our life that is out of balance, okay? And certainly for those of you that live in like Western cultures or the United States, we are way out of balance. We definitely don't take enough time to relax. The Empress, we're always on the move. We're always looking for something to bring more passion and connection into our life. And we tend to go out, and you know, the Empress can be where we are shopping too much, or there's too much consumerism, or we're spending too much money, or we're buying too much, okay? And it could be because we're bored or we're delayed with things, okay? And so emotionally we're not satisfied, so we start eating more, or we start shopping more, and because we're looking for something, we're looking for something within ourselves that we feel we need to find externally, okay? And maybe some of you are really trying to work on consumerism and not spending as much, and work on taking what you have and making something out of what you already have. And some of you here could be very into crafts. You could be very into art and crafts and things like that, or making things. Whether that is, you know, cooking or crafts, or jewelry, making jewelry, doing stuff like that, okay? And, you know, this could also be where there's a lot of, you know, there's a lot of like intense need around emotions or relationships as well. And sometimes it feels like in this culture that we're in that we're not complete unless we find that other person, right? And sometimes we spend a lot of time consuming like romance novels, shows about love. There's nothing wrong with that, pile number one. Like if you love a good love story, or you like TV shows that are about love, or you like fairy tales or that type of stuff. With the Knight of Cups and the Empress, that's pretty romantic. And the Chariot is talking about having an intense need to pursue something, maybe where we feel like there's been an emptiness in the past, or a need hasn't been met in the past. And it's like, where is my fairy tale romance? Where is my, you know, where is my love story, right? I have to go out and find it. Where is my love story, okay? And this sense of like waiting, I feel like with the Empress, of waiting a long time for someone to realize their feelings, okay, could also be coming up. And sometimes when we're waiting for a person in our life to realize their feelings, and we get tired of waiting, we start filling that need with other things, like with shopping, or love stories, or reading. And again, if we're driven to go out and find something, there's a difference between being driven to go out and find something versus passively waiting for something to come to you, okay? And the Empress, sometimes I feel like, you know, there could be like this expectation of, I see this like perfect romance where this Knight of Cups comes and loves me and saves me and gives me everything that I want emotionally, okay, and brings me everything that I have been looking for, okay? And just sees only me and my beauty, okay? And doesn't see anything else, right? And sometimes when it feels like that part of ourselves is really needing to connect with someone on a deeper level, and feel that intense, romantic, passionate stirrings within. Pile number one thing I have to ask you, because this Knight of Cups to me is, one thing I have to ask is, I mean, if we feel like we literally have to put someone on the horse and bring them to us, it's like I want my white knight on this horse, right? And I have to literally place them on it and push them towards me to make it happen. That starts to feel like a little bit too much, right? And this is where we need to kind of maybe pull back. And this dragon is really kind of pulled back and is not pushing anybody else to kind of do anything or show up, but is focusing on balancing their life, their mind, yin and yang within themselves before expecting someone else to come in and kind of do that. Now, pile number one, this may all sound like a big drag. Like, Natalie, I just want to be embraced in my lover's arms. Natalie, I just want to see everything that I am wishing for in my life when it comes to Empress energy, abundance, beauty, connection, personal relationships, money. Okay. I want it to fall into my lap. I want it to come to me. Okay. Come to mama is what the Empress would say if she could. Okay. And things do come to the Empress pretty easily. Okay. So for those of you that have been experiencing delays, I do feel like there is something taking off. But I feel like there's a need to stay balanced in that, because we can get so caught up in the moment, or we can get so caught up in the movement, because the Chariot's all about movement, right? And moving past delays. So I love that energy. But on the Chariot, notice that there is a yin and yang symbol right there on the Chariot, okay? So even as we push forward and we start to get what we want, right, which I feel like is happening for you guys, even as we move forward and we're taking in what we want and we're getting what we want, and things start manifesting, there's a tendency to want more, right? Consume, consume, consume. I want more, more, more. I want more energy from this person. I want more time from this person. I want more connection with this person. I've got a taste of it, and now I just want more, more, more. And so I do feel like you're going to get a taste of it from someone. I do feel like someone's going to come knock at your door. I do feel like you're going to put yourself out there and you're going to have your world expand because you're doing that. But when we get a taste of something, it's like, gimme, gimme more. And getting a taste of something after we feel like we've been lost with the moon here, or we've been submerged and not understanding what's happening, getting a little taste of what we want, wow, it can be like so very sweet. So, so very sweet, pile number one. But there's a need to stay balanced even in those moments, right? And I feel this is something that you are learning, right? You really learn this energy of trying to stay balanced and trying not to go off the deep end when you're really feeling something or you're really into it, and not just wanting to push more and consume more of it. And so I think that that is something that you guys are definitely working on. We have dignified and strength. Ooh, I like that. Someone very strong, dignified, and emotionally honest, showing up in your world, okay? And really impresses you. And I feel like this person kind of comes out of nowhere, all right? Pile number one, we have book and knowledge. Yeah, you've learned a lot about this energy. And I feel like you guys know that you're the prize and that you're the one to be won over. Like, you guys are feeling very beautiful and self-confident and in control of yourself. Okay. But there's also like this intense need between you and another person. Okay. And anyway, pile number 1, we have protect. Oh, this is very much dragon energy. Protecting treasure. Okay. Dragons really do that, right? I feel you guys have a very strong connection to dragons because that is like the number one thing that dragons do is they protect treasure, and they protect treasure from vultures who would come in and consume or take everything from that person emotionally, right? Because we see the moon here. People that like emotionally consume our energy, but are not really, like, if you look at them closely, they're not that great. Okay. You're learning a lot, I feel like, pile number 1. And you are, with the Chariot energy, you are ready to ride, baby. You are ready to ride the dragon. You are ready to meet that intensity. You are ready to open yourself up to love. Okay. But the dragon energy, actually, I feel like, is here to protect you, because you have a lot of gifts and a lot of love to give within you with the Empress. And you're stronger than ever, and you're really connected to the lessons that you've learned. Okay, so the dragon energy is here to help you protect what you've gained and what you've earned. Okay, and for those of you that feel like, yeah, I have been spending too much, or yeah, I've been spending too much time on this particular person, or getting obsessed because I want this particular person, okay, or thinking that they're the best, but actually if I look at them in their life, they're actually, I fluffed them up in my head. Okay, nobody wants to be a fluffer, pile number 1. Nobody wants to be a fluffer in life. And we all want to be like dignified and strong, and knowledgeable about what it is that we want and love, and why we want and love something. Okay, why do I want this person? Why do I, am I just obsessed with the love story of it all? Or do I really, like, is this somebody that, do they just come in and appear out of nowhere and then leave? Okay. Am I stuck here waiting? Am I consuming other things to fill me up emotionally because they're not there? Right. So these are things where we are, this intensity is needing to be balanced. Okay. And that's good, because balance is a function that is really, really important in life. And, with this Knight of Cups, I like the Knight of Cups in this deck, but I'm also a little iffy about it. And I am feeling that obsessive scorpionic energy, sexual, expressive, scorpionic, intense energy. Okay, pile number 1. And this is like where we like someone so much, we become like totally obsessed with them, and we can't stop thinking about them, and we just want, right? We're like little wanting bears going around trying to eat the honey. Okay. So we really do need, consumerism of any time, of any kind, really, reminds us where we're getting out of whack and out of balance, and where we need to start protecting what's within a little bit. Okay. Or maybe we need to pull back and close that door and stand in a dignified stance. And it's funny, I was talking about books and reading and romance novels, and I feel like, there's nothing, we can read whatever you want, pile number 1. I'm good with it. But maybe some of you are like, no, Natalie, I don't read romance novels. The stuff that I read is very like dignified or intelligent, or I have to read a lot for my job, or this type of thing. Okay. But even with knowledge, we can become obsessed with knowledge and just consume it like crazy. I know I do. I have Mercury and Gemini, pile number 1, and I just, I eat information like a ravenous puppy dog. Okay. So, I mean, we have to protect our energy a little bit here and stay in balance, because I do feel like there is a lot of like intensity coming towards you. We have Hathor, Mistress of Harmony. Yeah. And Hathor as Mistress of Harmony is really giving balance. It's really giving Libra energy again here. Okay, we've got mediation, communication, and culture. Yeah, and living in a culture where people don't really talk as much, or where they don't really, I mean, I feel like you're meeting someone, you can talk to them about a lot of things. You can talk to them about a lot of different cultured topics. And you guys have a really fun way of sharing deep parts of yourself with one another, but also talking about non-superficial things as well. Okay, there's a need to get past the superficiality, but not become obsessed with the thing, if you know what I'm saying, pile number one. Okay, we need to get past the superficiality, have deep conversations. You know, some of you could be getting in conversations with people about consumerism and people doing too much, and how you're wanting to stay away from that. Okay, but I feel like you have really good commentary on the culture at hand. And I feel like you have some really brilliant thoughts to share with people. Okay. And I feel like you really, for those of you that are needing to help mediate in situations, either at your job, or I do feel like people are going to be coming to you to understand social dynamics on a deeper level. And you do have a lot of knowledge that you've worked really hard to gain. And I feel some of you are going to be communicating that. And Spirit is saying, don't give it away for free. Okay. You need to be people, vultures coming around, wanting your knowledge, wanting what you have for free. No, there is a price attached to it. Okay. Pile number one, but there's balance, right? We want to make it so people can have access and can gain from what you know, but also, like, there is a need to protect your time and your energy. All right. But you're the mistress of harmony in 2025. That means feeling good. That means looking good, feeling appreciated, feeling loved. That means feeling nurtured, feeling self-care. Okay, you are the mistress of harmony, and we have empowerment. Yeah, watching and reading things that inspire knowledge and inspire you to move forward. And look at all these moons, all these crescent moons around here. Okay. The frequency of empowerment supports our ability to show up fully and completely. Okay. And this is whether, people in your life are showing up fully and completely. Okay. Because I feel like you do, pile number one. So what about other people if they're showing up half-assed or they're not? We need fairness. With balance, we need fairness. We can't have people uniting with us who are not showing up fully and completely. Okay. The frequency of empowerment supports our ability to show up fully and completely, uniting us with others in the deep trust that we are all connected through the same source. Yeah, I talked about that scorpionic energy and having a deep trust that you and another person are connected and you guys are drawing from the same source. Okay. I feel it's a very empowering year for you, and you understand that in order to move something forward, you've got to take the reins with the Chariot. But that doesn't mean other people get out of jail free card and can just show up, float in and float out whenever they feel like it, and not be held to any standards. Okay, because you know better than that, pile number one. I know you do. Okay. And taking our power back around our emotions is incredibly important here. It does help with over-consuming as well. So pile number one, ride the dragon in 2025, my friends, and stay in balance. Stay connected to that yin-yang, okay? Pile number one, thank you so much for coming to your reading. Wish you all the best in 2025, and take care. Let's move on to pile number two. ring our bell. Pile number 2, welcome to your reading. You chose the Darkness card, and today's reading is called Ride the Dragon in 2025. So pile number 2, if you've been dealing with a lot of darkness in your life and you're like, when is the light gonna be here? Welcome to your reading. Let's do a drum roll, please, for pile number 2 and see what dragon is coming into your 2025 reading. Ooh, we have Delphin, the dragon Delphin. So let me take a look and I will give us a quick read on, and this is this Dragon Path book. And Delphin is on this page. I love the blues. It's very, and there's a dolphin there in the corner, a dolphin tail, and it's very watery. Okay, so water dragon for you guys, I feel. And it says you can choose to heal and be healed or swim in the riptides. Okay, Delphin is the etheric counterpart of whales and dolphins. It's a whale dolphin dragon. Pile number 2, that's pretty cool. That is freaking cool. The whale are the Earth's record keepers, and the dolphins are our spiritual ancestors. Ooh, that's beautiful. They carry the blueprint of our spiritual existence here on Earth. This wise old dragon of the deep carries the same knowledge and understanding within the depths of his being. Delphin has this to say about our journey and the oceans of our planet. The waters of the earth can cleanse or maim, support or take life. You too are faced with a similar choice. You can choose to heal or be healed or swim in the riptides. Neither is wrong. It is only a matter of perspective and choice. You have been faced with arduous situations at times and made some bad choices too. Remember, you are human. And as humans must, your race makes mistakes on occasions, poor decisions, but that is all a part of learning. It is time to forgive yourself and move on. Okay, Delphin looks deep into your soul and says, what is your purpose on earth? What is it that we must discover about ourselves? Are we healers? Okay, a spiritual guiding light for others to follow? Are we seekers of the truth through science? Are we called to work with him possibly as ecologists or even marine biologists with this dragon? He is very useful to call upon when we feel stuck and unable to go with the flow. His presence acts as a reminder that we would do well to stop struggling and surrender to the ebb and flow, okay? And actually, pile number 2, I like the energy of riding the riptide or swimming in the riptide. I know that it's kind of dangerous, but that's what this reading is about. It's about riding the dragon in 2025. And yeah, there's going to be healing. There's going to be opportunities for you to heal yourself and to heal others. But pile number 2, we're in the riptide, baby. And we are learning to ride the waves. We are learning to surf surf the crimson wave, but that's not what we want to do. We're learning to surf the waves, pile number 2, okay? And guess what? We all make weird decisions in life, but it's interesting, right? Life is interesting. At least it's not boring if we're out there surfing the waves, okay? And here is the Prince of Grails, which is the page of cups, or actually princes are knights, I believe, Knight of Cups, okay? Interesting, the Knight of Cups showed up in pile number 1 as well, but this is all about, you know, and there's a moody, this is my vampire deck here, there's a moody an emotional component here, and we can see like the sun is very muted out in the background, and there's, I know for some people like not seeing the sun or having a lot of gray days can really affect, I think it affects everyone's mood, honestly, okay? But what I see here is I see a very beautiful style, beautiful nails, amazing outfit here, pile number 2. But I see this Prince of Grails seems very emotionally drawn to like maybe bitterness or resentment, or emotionally upset about something. Okay. So we're going to let go of that in 2025, aren't we? Pile number 2. We're going to ride the dragon. We're going to ride it into the riptides. Let's go ahead and see. Definitely this Prince of Grails doesn't look too happy about something. Okay. And we have the 6 of Cups. Oh, that's happy. I like that. Ooh, the World card. Ah, look at you. Pile number 2. Look at you dancing and playing and having fun. And, you know, it's so interesting. And you see this like sad face in the background. And sometimes our past sadnesses or sadness become a part of what we are, like, you know, everything, all of our experiences are cumulative, and even the sad days and the hard days become a part of what we actually finish and accomplish today. And here you can see a ballerina who's on point, and I feel like that's you. You're very on point in 2025. Okay. You're opening up to more joy and happiness. Ooh, we've got the 3 of Cups. And that's a lot of water, okay? That's a lot of connection. That's a lot of friends and connection and growth. A lot of emotional growth, I feel. A lot of emotional healing for you guys, pile number 2. Very nice energy, okay? And I see some of you maybe going to plays or doing music or doing some type of art or appreciating the arts. I see you guys like getting really drawn into very like emotive, moving, emotional performances, music that is like that. I can see you guys being very moved by that. Okay. But I also feel like laughing, having fun, merriment, general joy is definitely there, okay? And it's an accomplishment, right? Like, you know, with the World card there, it's an accomplishment that you guys have gained mastery or emotional maturity, and you've completed an emotional cycle, and it's like now you're much more open and exhilarating and fun and to be around, okay? And I also feel some of you with this Page of Cups showing up in this face in the background here, that some of you could have been involved with a person that was like a real drag, okay? Pile number 2, I got to pull out the wand for this. I feel like some of you, there is a side to you that is naturally positive, naturally optimistic, naturally fun, funny, okay? But I feel some of you were connected to somebody in your life, and you're very intuitive and empathetic with this water dragon showing up here. And when we're around people that are like really sad or really going through it, I feel like some of you here, I feel like you want to be around people who are a bit more positive. Now, it's not that we always have to be on some positive train and that we're just going to ignore people who are going through hard times. No. But I feel like you guys are kind of in a mood to celebrate, like celebrate the end of something, okay? But you moving on from something and closing a chapter may make somebody else kind of sad, and that may have you feeling kind of guilty. But pile number 2, just keep going on your happy, positive train, okay? You're on point. You're successful, okay? But some people may be a little bit scared that in your success, you're going to leave them behind, okay? And for some of you, this may be family members, friends, okay, like an ex. For some of you here, that an ex that is still very connected to you emotionally and keeps trying to reconnect with you, but they were kind of like a sad person, or they always had like a negative vibe, or there was always like this negative, there's always just like constant. And again, people can be sad at times, but to constantly be moping, or to constantly 1,000% of the time be in a bad mood. And the Prince of Grails is where our mood can really impact other people, especially if you're a sensitive person. Okay, like dolphin whale energy is very, very sensitive. Okay, but I feel like things are coming together for you and things are getting better for you. But in that, there may be people that are still like really mopey all the time. And I get it. We can go through periods of life where we're just like mopey for like 3 years on end. I get it. Okay. But I feel like, for you guys, you're kind of wanting to let go of the guilt, or let go of the, let go of guilt for doing something well in your life. You're like, yeah, I did graduate from this program. Yeah, I did finish this renovation on my house. Yeah, I did like redecorate my outdoor patio and it looks beautiful, and now I can have friends over. And yeah, this person, I didn't invite them because they always bring everybody down every time. And I get it. They've got problems, they've got issues and things like that. But at the same time, like, I want to enjoy my success, okay, is what I really feel like your reading is saying, pile number 2. And Delphin, the dragon, is wanting you to enjoy that as well. We have Sagittarius here. Yeah, optimism, fire, things happening, things going right, okay? Inspiration, being very inspired, feeling very motivated towards a better future is what I feel here, okay? And things are looking up. Look at that arrow pointing up with Sagittarius. Like, things are looking up. We have peace and turtle. Oh, I love the turtle. Peace, okay? You wish everyone well on your way. You wish everyone peace and love, and having a sense of emotional peace and emotional freedom, okay, is very important. All right, sometimes people take a little bit longer to find that emotional peace that they're looking for, and others find it a little bit quicker. But I feel like you're making peace with an old emotional issue, or an old relationship, or an old way of relating. And it's like, I'm not going to feel bad or guilty anymore for moving on from this person or this situation. I'm not going to let it disturb my peace anymore. Okay, because I feel like you guys have worked long and hard to find a place where you can feel very peaceful. And some of you, this may be where you live, or where you work, or the friend group you hang out in. But it's like, it's taken me a while to find like a chill, peaceful group of friends, or a chill, peaceful balance that I'm like maintaining in my life. And it's almost like you guys feel at peace with what you've done in the world, okay? There's a lot of other people who are not very at peace with themselves or what they're doing in the world, okay? But I feel like you are. We have midheaven. Yeah, this has something to do with your job or your work, your mission, okay? The midheaven in astrology is where we reach the pinnacle. We reach the height of the height, okay? And we're really proud of something that we've done, okay? But somebody else in your life may be like feeling sad because they know you're not going to be as available to them anymore, or they know that you're not going to be, you're going to be super busy now, or like the dynamic between you and another person is going to change, okay? Or maybe not just one person, maybe multiple people, okay? But I feel like those of you who are looking to come out of the dark when it comes to your work or your career, and you really want to see growth there, and you really want to see opportunities opening up, exploring new things, traveling, feeling at peace with yourself, definitely. Career-wise, I feel like a lot of you are hitting a major milestone in 2025, and you are celebrated with the Three of Cups. You are very celebrated. There is a point that is like a perfect point to stop. And for some of you, that may be around summer solstice, or around summertime, but a time for you to stop and really take stock of all that you've accomplished, okay? And for those of you looking to come out of the darkness when it comes to your career, and you're like, wow, I've been waiting for an opportunity. I've been waiting for something to open up for me. Things have been so dark. It's been so like lame, okay? I feel like, wow, you are really stepping it up, okay, is what I feel when it comes to work, career, and things like that. Pile number 2, okay? There could be a big opportunity there. We have a decision, okay? The need to make a decision about your career, okay? Because I'm comfortable where I'm at and I like the people I work with, do I want to stay here or do I want to go for something bigger, okay? And with Sagittarius energy, we want to push for something bigger, but we're also like, well, I've been here for a really long time and this is really easy. And I feel like really accomplished with where I'm at, but I feel like there is something within you that wants to go for more. Okay, so some of you are, in order to ride the dragon in 2025, you're needing to make a big decision about your work, okay? I'm comfortable where I'm at. I like the people there. They'd be really sad to see you go, and you'd feel really bad and guilty to go. But some of you are going to come face to face with a decision about your job, about whether to go or whether to stay or to ride the riptide and go, okay? And some of you here with this pendulum, you could be a little bit afraid of making the wrong decision, okay? But I also feel like if you do leave your job and you do have friends there, you're going to keep in touch with people. There is a social element there with the Three of Cups, okay? I feel like you are coming to the end of something with the World card here, and it is time to make a decision about your job or your career or what you've been working on and say, do I want to go for something bigger and better or not? Okay. So again, we're riding that wave. We have balancing act. That's so funny because pile number 1 was the balancing dragon. So there is a balancing act, and you've definitely reached like the end of something here. I see she's like at the end, and there are people who don't want you to go, or it's a balancing act, right? Because you're holding a lot of the power in the situation, or you've got a lot going for you, and you're afraid if you let go of the tightrope that everything is going to kind of fall, okay? Because it's a delicate balance. It's a delicate balance between wanting more and trying something different and shooting for the moon and going for more versus staying where things are peaceful and comfortable and easy, okay? It is definitely a balancing act in that, for sure. And we have El Shaddai, the Radiant Lord, wisdom, paternalism, and kindness, okay? And some of you could be meeting a mentor in 2025, or a masculine mentor or somebody who, or, you know, it can be you too. It doesn't have to be like a fatherly type figure that you meet, but some of you could be meeting a male mentor or um, getting recruited over to another company, or leaving your job or finding a new one. Okay. There's a lot going on in your life. It is a balancing act. Okay. And I feel like, you know, El Shaddai is also connected with kindness. And he has his hand out to basically help another person or to help them get through the hardest part. Okay. And yeah, and paternalism, as I was talking about earlier, like with family, okay, some of you could be like moving away from family, or, you know, your work is taking you away from your family or is taking time away. All right, I feel like with wisdom and paternalism here, I feel like they're going to understand, okay? Um, they're gonna be understand, like, this is a balancing act some of you are having to do with family and your work and stuff like that, but it's gonna be okay. All right. And it's hard sometimes because I feel like maybe you feel bad or you feel guilty. Okay, but they're gonna be okay. All right, pile number 2, we've got miracle. The frequency of miracle supports our belief in ourselves as part of source, and therefore our belief that anything is possible. Okay. And I feel like this energy of a miracle and shooting for the moon and you getting the attention, something comes to a head in 2025. And you either, because the thing is where you're at isn't all bad. There is like peace, and like there's peace, and there's like daily things are easy, and you know, it's like, why rock the boat or why go for more if I'm like completely good here, right? But or not just completely good, but if I'm like doing well here and everything is basically peaceful and fine, then why would I go for something like a little bit more risky, or why would I do that? Okay. And it is a bit of a balancing act, but I feel like you're a little bit, maybe with the world card, maybe you are a little bit bored or done with something and you are ready to take a risk in a new direction, is what I feel. Okay. So pile number 2, that is what I am getting. Some of you are going to have a real big decision and a miracle around your job or career, and it is going to make you really happy, and it is going to give you a feeling of satisfaction, and it is going to bring you out of this abyss or darkness. And it says here, it's your choice whether to stay shrouded in the abyss or cast aside the cloak and rejoin others in the warmth of their light and energy. Okay, and I feel like that is also going to a particular person coming up in this reading, whether that's a friend, a family member, an ex-lover. Like, they have a choice to stay shrouded in the abyss or to rejoin others in the warmth of their light and energy. I feel like you're going to have plenty of warmth and light and energy in 2025. Okay. But you're also very sensitive emotionally with this Delphin water dragon. And you are looking for emotional satisfaction and emotional peace and reconciliation and all of that. But you also want more for yourself, pile number 2. And something is ending. Get ready for a miracle. Get ready to make a decision. Okay. So a big decision when it comes to your life direction. So pile number 2, that is what I am getting for you, my loves. I hope that reading resonated for you, and let me know your thoughts in the description box below. Let's move on to pile number 3. Okay. Pile number 3, welcome to your reading. You chose Rejection pile, and we are talking about riding the dragon in 2025, okay? And for those of you that have had a fear of rejection, or you feel like rejection has held you back in the past, or maybe you felt like, oh, I was lacking in confidence, I couldn't take advantage of that opportunity. Pile number 3, welcome to your reading. We are going to ride the dragon and find out, drum roll please, for pile number 3, and find out what dragon you got. So pile number 3, ooh, you got the spirit dragon. I love that. That's so cool. Look at your dragon, spirit. Very beautiful. So pile number 3, let's go ahead. And you guys have a purple dragon similar to pile number 1, but yours says spirit on it. Okay, so let's take a look. I'm just going to take a quick peek at the dragon book here, the dragon path, and we will look at what spirit is saying. Let's see. You are truly awesome and your own creator. Spirit appears to us, spirit dragon appears to us when we are gearing up for another steep learning curve on our spiritual path. He connects most strongly with those who have begun to work on themselves and are well and truly underway with their spiritual journey. Pile number 3. Wow, good for you guys. His arrival frequently precedes those whose job it is to work for the planet and humankind. The dragon spirit connects with those in particular who have embarked upon the transitional journey of deep self-healing and self-understanding, and those beginning to recognize the bigger picture within the circle of life. He reminds us that everything is interconnected, there is no separation. Okay, and he has swooped into your reading today and says, call upon my energy to support you as you prepare for the next step of your amazing journey. You will go through a myriad of shifts and changes, self-doubt and euphoria as you embrace the next deep learning process. I am here to guide you through, okay? And if you're feeling spiritually disconnected, lost, or simply overwhelmed, call on Spirit Dragon, okay? And yeah, so for those of you that have been kind of going back and forth and feeling self-doubt at times, welcome to your reading. We are going to dive in. Pile number 3. My old souls that chose the rejection pile, or as we said, the black pile, the color black pile, or the spirit dragon, okay? And pile number 3, let's go ahead and get a quick, whoop, there we go. That's what wants to come out, is the Ace of Wands. Okay, so inspiration, creation. Oh, there's the High Priestess and the Hangman. Very spiritual, understanding yourself on a deeper level, taking care of your physical body, working through, yeah, and this Seven of Swords right here seems a little, feels to me a little rejected. Like, I'll just pick up my swords and go somewhere else because it seems like you don't love me or you don't care. Okay, so we're moving past all that energy, pile number 3. And when we get the Ace of Wands, it's a huge yes energy to go for it with whatever we're working on or doing. And it's an invitation to reanimate our spirit, which with what makes us feel alive. Okay, so we've got the 4 of Pentacles, crashed out, not connecting, High Priestess. Okay, I love the High Priestess, and I love that you have the Spirit Dragon, but here in this deck, she is a little, it seems like, you know, the 4 of Pentacles and the High Priestess, those are kind of, conflicting energies, because the 4 of Pentacles is the material and, you know, maybe like a fear or an energy around saving things or not letting go of something. The High Priestess here, it's like, okay, I need to figure out what this other person is doing or what they're thinking before I put anything of my own out there, because I don't want to be I feel like you guys, you're definitely unique, pile number 3. You don't want to be copying other people, but you may be very sensitive to um or you may have had like your ideas mocked, or your what you're working on like rejected. And after a while, people can kind of get shut down if they get rejected enough times. It can start to hold them back, and they can get really focused on knowing the answer or understanding how something is going to land before they do it, which is holding them back from spontaneity. Okay. So, pile number 3, if you feel like creatively you've been at an impasse, or you're just creatively like not with it, or you're feeling very like uninspired creatively, I feel like we have the spirit dragon here to help you burst through those blockages, okay? And it's like normally I feel like you're very spiritual and very connected to everything. But lately, like with this 4 of Pentacles, it feels like maybe you're going through the motions and you wish that you were somewhere else, and you're not. It feels like maybe perhaps pile number 3, like you've been sleeping a lot as well. Um, and like it just feels to me like you're doing the best that you can in your environment, but there's a feeling of I don't really like it here anymore, or wanting to escape the day to day. Okay. And here's the 4 of Cups where she's meditating in the garden. Okay. And a lot of it I feel is your meditation practices, um, connecting to source. You know, some of you maybe need to meditate before bed at night. Okay. There's definitely a need to reconnect with where we are emotionally. Okay. And I feel you guys are like, you know what? I'll admit it. I haven't been doing my meditation practice like I wanted to do. Or, yeah, I admit it. I haven't been calming myself down before sleeping at night. Yeah, I admit it. Some days I'm like really emotionally dissatisfied, and I'm really tired, and I'm not getting enough sleep, and I don't really feel, and some of you here may not feel very open to other people's energy right now. And that's okay. If you're feeling that way, it's okay. Take time, meditate, sit with the energy, get the sleep that you need. But you may also be feeling very disconnected from yourself as a sexual and creative being right now. Okay. You may be feeling like, God, my energy is really dull. And I know I need to be doing more meditatively. Okay. And I feel a lot of you guys are sick of fake spiritual practices and fake spirituality. And maybe you're needing something deeper than just meditation right now, too, because some people swear by it, and then others, and it makes them feel perfectly centered. And other people, they need something deeper, you know? And maybe you guys do need something deeper right now. Pile number 3. So let's see what else we have here. We have the root chakra. Yeah, and the 4 of Pentacles is definitely associated with the root chakra. And that can be where it's like, well, I would love to meditate all day, but I have to pay these fucking bills. Well, I would love to, you know, sit on a mountain and pay attention to nothing but my own inner emotional state, but somebody needs to frickin' you know, carry these groceries in and put all these freaking groceries away. Okay. So yeah, I get it. I get it. Pile number 3. I'm laughing because I've been there and I know, okay, what it's like. But Yeah, here we have the meditation again, all right? But focusing on the root chakra, a sense of safety, emotionally, my needs are taken care of. I have what I need to feel grounded and safe and at home in this world, okay? And this high priestess even looks a little bit jealous, maybe, where it's like, I wish I could just, and here's the thing. For those of you that have been on a spiritual journey for a long time, pile number 3, this is what I'm going to say to you. Perhaps some of you are like, yeah, I wish I could be like one of those newbies who just goes and meditates in the garden and then is completely fine. But but, and for some people, yeah, that fixes them real good, but for people who've been around like spiritually for a while, there can be, like a bitterness or a jealousy towards people who are just newly on a spiritual path, because it's like, oh, it's so easy when you're just brand new when you've been doing something for a long time. It can start to feel really routine and boring, and those practices just feel unsatisfying, for some reason. And so anyway, pile number 3, I feel your pain sometimes on that, because sometimes we have to go back to basics with the root chakra, right? We got to go back to basics, and it may actually feel better to go back to basics here. We have rebirth and the snake, absolutely. And sometimes we need to acknowledge our not so nice feelings, okay? Yeah, that does make me angry or jealous, or I am pissed off that it's so easy, okay? That these people are having such an easy time, right? Okay, it's okay to feel that way, pile number 3, if that's how you're feeling. But rebirth is a messy thing, okay? When we're going, when we've gone through like multiple rebirths over and over and over again in our lives, it's like, what the frick, and it's like a snake devouring a rat. It's really uncomfortable looking. Their mouth opens really wide, and then that rat goes down the body, and then the body is like really grotesque, weird shapes, okay? And we feel like this is like a very ugly process, right? But I mean, all of that ugliness has to be fed to the snake in order for it to live and shed its skin and continue and have the energy to shed its skin and live, okay? So yeah, rebirth is oftentimes a messy and ugly process. And who are we kidding in general, pile number 3? The birth canal itself and the process of any birthing is very bloody and messy, okay? And I feel like you guys know that lesson really well, okay? And there is a need for like a physical rebirth here, or there's a need for some body work or physical body stuff, I feel, for you, pile number 3. And, I do feel there's a major rebirth coming for you. And I feel like you can feel it because things have been stagnant. There's a rebirth coming, and it's like, is this going to be painful? Is this going to be hard? What does this mean for me physically? Okay, because I feel like for some of you, when you go through a spiritual rebirth, you also go through like physical symptoms as well, pile number 3. Okay, and the importance of staying calm and focusing on your internal state. But I also just feel like some habits or routines, the way that you're physically based in the world, do need changes here. And for some of you, that may be health things that need to be cleared up as well. We have Venusian energy coming through here. And I talked about, feeling sexy or feeling turned on by life, or feeling, some of you here may be feeling a lot of denseness and heaviness. And so it's hard to get connected to the sexy part of yourself that wants to say yes, okay? But I feel like the spirit dragon is here to basically break some of this energy up and apart for you, pile number 3, okay? And the spirit dragon is also having you look at the parts of yourself that you've been ignoring or just been pushing under the rug. The spirit dragon is here to really make you look at certain things in your life, okay? And I do feel there is a rebirth around your love life. There could also be a rebirth around your wardrobe, your hairstyle, the way you dress. Like there needs to be, and honestly, the Venus retrograde coming up, we've got a Venus retrograde, which starts in the beginning of March and ends April 14th next year. This could be a really key time for you guys because I feel like there is a need, like on one hand, spiritually, we don't want to be, I don't feel you guys are like superficial in any way, pile number 3. I really don't. But Venus is connected to the way that like we feel about ourselves and how we, like if we feel like life is pleasurable, sexy, and fun, or like that we can express ourselves creatively in the way we dress or the way we look. And some of you during this Venus retrograde, you are going to go through a very intense rebirth. And it could be changing the way you look, your appearance, your clothes, your hair, okay? Your love life could be going through a very intense rebirth. Your sexual energy is going to go through a very intense rebirth, okay? Pile number 3, during this upcoming Venus retrograde. And Venus is already in Pisces right now, about like, you know, getting close to where she's going to be when she goes retrograde in Aries and retrogrades back into Pisces. So the energy is building. And yeah, it's coming through an intense birth canal. We have transformation. Absolutely. Yep. And some of you may be on like a solo, like sexual journey where you yourself are opening back up to sexual energies, but it's within yourself. Okay. But there's a huge transformation that you guys are getting ready to embark upon. And it's important. It's important that you, actually, I feel it's important that you reject things that are like really safe, that you've done 100 times, that just feel really routine at this point. I actually think it's important for you to reject those things and to embrace things that are like the snake eating the rat, like a little messy, a little ugly, a little crazy to look at, but at the same time, at the other end of it, lead to transformation and lead to like big differences, okay? And a sense of being really strongly connected to your sexuality and your creativity and your animal instincts again. Because I feel like you guys have really strong animal instincts, pile number 3. And it's just been dormant for a while. And really strong like sexual animal instincts as well, okay? And I feel like all of that is going through like a rebirth right now. We have here spark, absolutely. Ace of Wands, spark. Yeah, and this is where you feel like you've lost your spark, right? And you can see here that she is playing the violin. So she's, you know, music, creativity, art. I love the outfit she's wearing. She's wearing this long white skirt with a white like bustier top. Very pretty, okay? And passionate, focused, wearing something very sexy, doing music, doing dance, reanimating that spark within. And for those of you that have been very bored creatively, you know, Venus is the planet of artists, right? And I feel like, you know, changing as an artist or changing your appearance or changing how you look or feeling really like manically creative and just going for it, right? You know, that spark is, it's like I want to feel that spark. And even sexually or emotionally or romantically, I want to feel that spark, but I feel dead inside, or I feel disconnected from my root chakra. I feel disconnected from my animal instinct. I feel disconnected from my inner bad girl or inner bad boy, snake energy. Okay. And I feel like that is something that you guys are going to be working on during the Venus retrograde, getting that spark back, okay? Ereshka gal, ooh yeah, the queen of shadows, okay? And she's a powerful sexual energy, and she doesn't give a fuck. Now, I think Ereshka gal would be like your classic like Aries energy, and very strong, powerful, naturally dominating energy, okay? And if you piss her off, you are going to know about it for sure. She represents wrath, instability, and suspicion, okay? And I feel like people that are doing spiritual practices that are like very vague and very like just, I don't know. I feel you guys are going to have a real attitude towards that in a way, pile number 3. You're going to be like, these people don't know. They're making everything seem so simple. Things are a lot more complicated than that. It's not as easy as just sit down and meditate. Like there's a lot of other things. And actually, I feel like just sitting around and doing nothing is not particularly helpful. Or meditating may actually be a little bit too passive for you right now, pile number 3, okay? There may need to be like an energy of, I need to go suit up and go kick some ass, okay? I need to go pick up my musical instrument and play my ass off. I need to go to the gym and go crazy on this punching bag. I need to, there's a need for like warrior shadow energy to come through, and it's not nice and it's not passive. It's like I'm sick of pretending like I'm okay with this, and I'm sick of pretending like everything's fine, or just passively accepting whatever's happening around me, okay? And there's a need here to be really blunt and forceful about going after what you want, pile number 3, okay? And you know, definitely ride that dragon, Queen of Shadow. In order to get your spark back, you do need to transform some things and have a messy, ugly rebirth. And it may be like, you know, a mama dragon screeching in the middle of the night, and there you come, pile number 3. Okay, like that type of thing. All right, but don't be scared, pile. I know you guys aren't scared anyway. I know you aren't. You've been overwhelmed, I feel like, with everyday life. Like I said, maybe not getting enough sleep, being too busy, not being connected, wishing you were somewhere else. You know, basic, easy things that used to fill you up in the past are not filling you up. You need something deeper. You need something darker. You need to connect to something fierce within you, I feel, okay? And that's where the spirit dragon is coming in and is saying, look at his stance there, is saying, open your eyes, okay? Things that I'm going to show you, they may sting. They may hurt a little bit, but open your eyes to who you are and what is going on here, all right? And there is something very Saturnian about this dragon, even though it is the spirit dragon. It's like making you face something within yourself, okay? Pile number 3. But getting to the bottom of it actually helps you transform and change into something really powerful. And you start to feel like that sense of strength and power within you. And then your creative spark comes roaring back, okay? And whatever caused you to shut down I feel like is fading away from your life. Pile number 3, whatever caused you to doubt yourself or shut yourself down, it's fading away, and in its place is like a badass, I feel. Pile number 3. We have solar plexus chakra, willpower, okay? And yeah, personal power and willpower. What I've been talking about, we have the root chakra and the solar plexus, okay? And those are 2 chakras that are like not taking any shit. I feel like solar plexus is very connected to like the sun and our personal brand and identity and our ability to demand to be seen for who we are. Like, I really feel that for you guys. And the solar plexus chakra supports our sense of self, our personal power, and our willpower, as well as our knowing of who we are. And I will also say, pile number 3, it supports our knowing of who we are and who we are not, okay? And that is something big for you guys. I feel like knowing who you are and who you are not, and what our contribution should be to the whole of things, okay? And you know, this could have to do, some of you may be in the gym, you may be strengthening your core muscles. I do feel like it's important to eat food that's really grounding. It's important to be grounded, but also light on your feet. I feel like, you know, digestion, food, balance, connection to the earth, all of that is highly important to you. But also, I feel like you guys do not, like, you know, there's an aspect of you that's been hidden, maybe because of being afraid of this rejection. I feel like with solar plexus, you're coming into the light and your spark is being reignited, but a lot of it comes from what can be considered a messy and ugly rebirth. Now, anybody who's been around long enough knows that that is the truth. Rebirths are not birth in general. It's not, you know, it can rip the root chakra completely open, okay? When we go through like a messy rebirth. But I feel like you guys get your sense of self back. And if you feel like, God, I don't even know who I am anymore. I feel so tired. I feel I'm just doing the same thing every day. I'm pissed off at people who are actually fulfilled by things that used to fulfill me but don't anymore. I'm sick of this passive energy. I want to get back to kicking ass, okay? And yeah, for some of you, it could be like a badass haircut that you get, a badass outfit, like restructuring the way you go about relationships and getting what you want. We're getting your spark back creatively. Okay, there's a big, and some of it with this Ereshkigal gal and Queen of Shadows may involve being a bitch. I'm going to tell you guys straight out, or an asshole, or whatever you want to call yourself, but some of it may end up you needing to put somebody or someone in their place, okay? So pile number 3, that is what I am getting for you. Ride the dragon in 2025, my friends, and let me know how it goes, okay? Pile number 3. Take care, my loves.